Hey everybody, Zack Hudson from Passing the Baton Leadership Podcast. So excited to be with you today because we're talking about being the risk taker and how important that is in our leadership and personal walk, right? Because whether you're a person like me who embraces taking those risks and those challenges and those adventures in life, from jumping out of a plane to chest bumping a whale shark, those kind of things excite us. Now, for others, not so much, because it's difficult to process what that looks like around the corner and the decision-making process that goes along with that. But you know, all great leaders that you know have heard of have had some kind of risk that they've taken in their life. Think of great inventions. Wouldn't have happened, right, without some risk and calculations. Think about the people that you admire. Probably took some kind of risk in their life, either in business or in their personal life. So today, we're going to learn how to be great risk takers ourselves. All right, so now that we know that we need to be the risk taker, let's talk about how we do that, right? So step number one, be strategic. So be well informed in your decisions or in the information that you get before you make some of the decisions. Now that doesn't mean that you have to be 100% certain, because if you're ever 100% certain, it's not a risk, right? So in my time in the military, in the Army, I was in the infantry, and we were taught, don't wait till 100% certain, because it may be too late. The enemy may be upon you at that point. So we were taught to make a decision based about on a 60% confidence in our decision-making process. Now, what this did, it helped us prepare for the uncertainties as we stepped into the future, but it also kept us from being paralyzed, waiting for more information. So we would react, step out confidently with our team, knowing that we were stepping into something that we felt pretty good about. Right, so the second piece of this is don't be afraid to fail. Now, this is a piece early on in my own leadership that really got me. I got hung up in this area because I was a younger leader running a multi-million-dollar business, literally from the ground up, from the gravel up. Saw the thing come to fruition. And while I loved the challenge, and I thought, you know, at the end of the day, I was probably an okay leader, there were so many ideas and things that excited me as I was dreaming and planning that I just didn't act on. Because again, the piece of failure has grip on me. The what ifs and the what is it around the corner that I may be avoiding, or I just don't know, so I don't want to take those steps. So I learned to let that go throughout my leadership journey myself, and I can be proud to say that it's no longer a piece that holds me back any longer. Now, Disney is another great example of this because, look, they say a good idea never dies. So even though they may try something today that doesn't work or doesn't translate today, they may shelve it and pull it out 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years from now. It may become a new piece of the park in Orlando or anywhere around the world. It may become a new song or a new movie, a new production. So they hold on to those things, and they're not afraid to dream and to take risks themselves. Now, speaking of risk and future, number 3, that failure could be just a stepping stone to a great and better future for yourself and for your team and organization. Take passing the baton as our classic example that we're going to lay out today. You listen to show number 1, and we've done over 150 shows now. You listen to our latest show, actually this show this week on Be the Risk Taker, and you will see a significant quality difference in those shows. Now, John and I are both very proud of show 1. It was about relational leadership versus positional leadership. The content is as relevant as it's ever been, but the quality is a vastly different place. And so many other things that we've tried over these last 3 years, some were great success and some didn't work out for us, and we changed direction and moved on. Video, we'll use this as an example. This is where a new step for us, something we've talked about for 2 years, and are stepping out and taking some risk in this too. So no matter what you do, think about taking a calculated step, not being afraid to fail, and then using that failure, if you have one, right? So I'm going to use the air quotes as a stepping stone to greater things in the future. Take all three of those, be a great risk taker, and make it better tomorrow.